Hi, Jason Hovelman here, co-owner and lead instructor for Engine House Training, also a captain with the Florissant Valley Fire Protection District and training officer. And I'm here to talk to you today about my classroom session at FDIC 2015 in Indianapolis, April 20 through 25th. If you haven't been, make sure you sign up and you get there. We'd love to see you in the class. I'm doing 10 Commandments for the company officer, a guide for success off the fire ground. And the class focuses primarily on things I've learned through experiences, both good and bad, as a company officer and as a chief officer, both between a combination department and a career department. And many times we focus a lot on tactics and fireground strategy, incident command for the company officer, and we expect them to learn on the job, so to speak. And so everything that I put into this class, I've either made some of those mistakes or I've seen those things happen. And so the class is based almost completely on experiences, mostly of my own things that people have shared with me. So real quick, let's go over what the 10 Commandments for the company officer, a guide for success off the fire ground, is all about, and a little bit what we'll cover. So the first thing we talk about is preparation, and preparation not only when you are become an officer, but before you become an officer. Making yourself an attractive candidate, building your reputation before you get the brass, and gaining that respect before you actually get the promotion. And then we'll talk about drilling and training of your crew, checking equipment, and preparing as a company officer once you get promoted. Another one we'll talk about is setting expectations, and it's critical that when you become a company officer that you set those expectations early so your crew knows what you expect of them, and also for you to understand what the crew expects of you and also what the organization expects from you as an officer. I'm going to talk about learning who your crew are, building those relationships, and gaining that trust. You have to have an interpersonal relationship with all your crew members at some point. Whether you hang out off duty or not, you have to build a relationship in the firehouse to gain that trust and respect for the long haul. Servitude is one of the most important things we can do as an officer. Everything we do should be service towards our community, our citizens, our organization, our crew. You've always heard and seen the classes and the articles about the officer eats last, and we'll discuss that a little bit. You have to listen, and you have to actively listen. You have to participate in communication and gaining that feedback from your members so that you can understand where your challenges are. You might be able to pick up on some nuances that might change the way you handle some personnel, but you have to listen. Don't just stand there and pretend like you're paying attention. You have to actively listen and pay attention to what your people are saying to you. Be the leader, and that means taking responsibility, being accountable for what's happening, not only for your crew, but for everything you do on a day-to-day basis. Don't make excuses and don't accept excuses. And that's part of that, taking accountability and earning respect, and hopefully passing that type of attitude down to your crew members so it becomes a crew dynamic, not just you as the company officer. Do your job, the one you're doing now, and do it well. Don't worry a whole lot about the next promotion. I mean, it's one thing to develop yourself to take that next step, but it's also incumbent upon you to be the best you can at the job you're doing right now. And nothing looks better during promotion time to know that you're consistent and you're engaged and you're the best at what you do, and pass that on to your folks. And finally, do the things that others won't do. Do all the little things that nobody wants to do or cares to do. What you do when nobody's looking is who you are, and as a company officer, you need to remember that and instill that in your crew. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you somewhere on the road. If I don't see you between now and April, have a great winter. We'll see you at FDIC, and take care.